Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime King 3, and today I'm going to be giving you part 10 of What If Naruto Dreamed to Surpass the Gods. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also guys, I post a brand new episode of What If Naruto Found the Uzumaki Curse on this channel, so go ahead and check out that and enjoy guys. And over in Anime King, I post a brand new episode of What If Naruto got all of Karma powers before the Chunin exams. And also guys, over in Anime King 2, I post a brand new episode of What If Naruto got kidnapped and returned with a bloodline. Yes, if you're new, I need have 3 channels, Anime King 2, and Anime King 3, which I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Making family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. And remember to turn on that bell notification stay posted. So yeah, without further ado, what do you say we jump right into this new episode? Start the intro. So the last time we left off, Ino was having some major conflicts that she couldn't deal with at the moment. The thing was, she was not really handling the situation quite well. She knew that Naruto would never tell her to get better to be with him, but she just felt like she was inferior. He was so much things, the ghost. He was a son of the 4th Hokage. Everything was just too much. As her father was right on several things, that Naruto was more out there than anyone else, especially in their generation right now. His name was heard throughout the Elemental Nation. And here she was, Ino Yamanaka, just a member of the Yamanaka clan. Could she really go through with what she was saying? She knew that she cared about him deeply, but she wasn't strong enough. She knew that she couldn't say these things to Naruto because he would tell her that she was completely wrong. He would never think of something like this, but in herself she knew that she was just not enough. Meanwhile, that was going on as the group had met Tsunade. Tsunade was rather outgoing about her opinion. On coming back as Hokage, she really hated the proposition. She started to talk bad things about the Hokage, which caused Naruto to lose his cool. He had to get up as he had to leave. He told Jiraiya if he did not, he would have killed her right now and then. As Naruto made his way, he was not in a good mood. As he walked, he knew that he was being watched, so he told him to come out. Once again, ninjas surrounded him. They wanted to know if the rumors were true. They wanted to know if he was actually the son of the 4th Hokage and actually possessed the Harishin. Because most people did not believe it, thinking that Konoha was just trying to boost their reputation. As Naruto told him to leave, otherwise they were going to regret it. But they did not. He then proceeded to slaughter all of them. Jiraiya and Tsunade arrived as they had felt the chakra outburst, and they saw him standing in the midst of the bodies. But Tsunade saw something that confused her. He was crying. Yes, he was crying. So with that, she made her way. As she and Jiraiya, he told him that he wants some time, as he didn't want to speak to anyone right now. As Naruto was trying to clear his mind of these thoughts, of the things that he was going through, when Tsunade approached. She just wanted to apologize for talking badly about the 3rd, as Jiraiya told her how close he was to the old man, as she understood losing someone close to herself, and she felt really bad about that. As Naruto told her the reason why he wanted to become Hokage, about himself, the part of himself that he was starting to hate, because of this new life that he was living, as Naruto was Uzumaki, not the ghost anymore. As she could understand that, being in Anbu for so long, he started out as a child, he never got to experience several things, so his mental condition was set in that way. But she was still not taking the job. Or perhaps she would think it over. She didn't know. A week passed. Tsunade decided to make her way towards Orochimaru, Shizune had rushed come and tell Naruto and Jiraiya. Jiraiya was placed in a horrible state because of his talk with Tsunade that night. She had placed him in a state where he couldn't function his chakra quite well. Luckily, Naruto had placed a seal on her, as Naruto and the others teleported there. Kabuto Yakushi was in the process of kicking Tsunade when he found his head lift off his shoulders. Orochimaru and everyone was shocked when Naruto appeared, along with the others. Shizune rushed towards Tsunade's aid as Naruto took on Orochimaru. The both of them started to clash rather violently. Their attack was a deadly one as Jiraiya jumped in, as Naruto used a transformation to fake it. As their attack started to decimate the land, Orochimaru with his hands gone, he was finding it rather difficult, but still he was upholding the reputation of a son as he clashed with a child. As Naruto pulled out all the stops, the Harashin flashed and he even pulled out a new technique of his that he hadn't shown anyone yet. Along with his chains Naruto performed the Rasengan Shuriken, Jiraiya was shocked, as Naruto was able to manipulate wind chakra in the Rasengan, something that not even the fourth or himself could do. How was it even possible? As Naruto had surpassed him in that area. As Naruto used a clone to hurl the jutsu, Orochimaru had to flee knowing that it had touched him. But the jutsu expanded as it shredded his legs. He had to resort to entering his true form, which was a mass of writhing white snakes. Truly disgusting. He was pissed off that Naruto had to push him to the state that he forced him to go this far. It rather angered him very well. As Naruto was about to kill him, he made his escape by using a barrage of snakes to block his path. Naruto dropped to the ground when he was gone as he screamed out in frustration as he couldn't sense him anymore. Tsunade got to her feet as she walked over and hugged him. As his scream snapped her from her state that she was currently in, as she walked over and hugged him and told him that everything will be fine now. She decided to come back to the village to be the Hokage. Several things were happening as Ino walked through the streets. She heard people talking about Naruto and they said how great he was going to be, how splendid he was going to be in the future. And let's just say that it made her thoughts even worse. Sasuke on the other hand was thinking about his new family. The people in the village, his team, was becoming a sort of family to him. But he also wanted to take down Itachi and he was not getting that much stronger. He knew how to judge himself though. He wanted Naruto to fight him. Not hold back, he wanted to see how much he stacks up. As he just had to find him, Naruto on the other hand made his way towards the Anvu cells. Gaara was baffled when he saw him step in as he was afraid. He was terrified, as he was the one that almost removed his existence. But Naruto was not here to kill him instead. He was here to talk. So yeah guys, basically that's what I thought. You guys can switch across the play, check it out for yourself. And yeah, let's jump right into this new episode guys. We begin this episode in the office. What? The voice of Tsunade came out. As Shizune glanced up from the couch as she was on, with a few files in her hand. What is this, Tsunade-sama? I can't believe this. As Shizune was confused, she got to her feet. As she looked over the files. What's wrong? Am I reading this correctly? Tsunade said, as she handed the paper towards Shizune. Shizune glanced over said paper, shock on her face. Really? She said. Tsunade nodded her head as she looked towards said filing. According to the old man reports, Naruto had 5 hotels in the Fire Nation and 10 restaurants. The kid was filthy rich. According to what she found, that was the few that the old man knew about. There was more, and even outside of the Fire Nation. Tsunade was shocked. She never expected this at all. It looked like the kid really knew how to use his money. Let his money work for him. Come to think of it, said Shizune. Did you pay for the hotel that we stopped at when we were coming back? No, I thought that he just took the bill. But now that I think about it, maybe we didn't need to pay because he owned it. Tsunade was surprised. She never expected that. Well, it's quite an accomplished feat. So young and already so advanced. Tsunade smiled at that, as since she came to Konoha a lot had happened since her title has been given to her. Firstly, 2 girls came to her asking for her help in medical ninjutsu. They came themselves, they were ready to learn. one of them being Ino Yamanaka, the other one being Sakura Haruno. She wondered if her medical ninjutsu would be the only thing that she passed on to them, because both of them had excellent control of their chakra, as she wondered if she could turn the two of them into her little apprentice. Juri informed her that the blonde was the one that Naruto seemed to, well, be in love with. The kid didn't understand his feelings that much, while Tsunade could understand. He was raised in the life of the Anbu. He never got a chance to experience much as a kid, so she understood that fact. She had made sure to be there for him quite well, to make him understand that she had his back in everything, as he was the one that convinced her to come back home, and now she was here ready to stabilize the village. The few buildings that got damaged in the invasion, they were going to be repaired rather quickly because of the influx of mission, not to mention the money that was coming from the Yin-san. She had released the kids. Firstly, she didn't know what Naruto said, but that boy Gaara seemed to be a lot more stable. Jiraiya did help with his seal, but still, the child seemed to be a lot more stable than before. Naruto talked to him about something on what she was not sure. Not to mention she quickly took away his genin rank and gave him a jonin jacket. It was about time. She had been informed by him that his mission was to watch over Sasuke Uchiha. So far, the Uchiha has shown no obligation to desert the village. But Orochimaru did mark him with a curse mark, and with that snake there was no telling. But still, the Uchiha has shown good control to not tap into that power and focus just on it. So Tsunade deemed it best that Naruto move on, while he can still work with the Uchiha time to time, given that he was now his superior. Naruto was a full-fledged jonin, and there was no one that can dispute that. After all, with the things that he could do, the title did belong to him, and his new jutsu as well, as she saw. As she told him to never use that jutsu, with his bare hands to hit someone with it. The wind particles in that jutsu, they could literally disintegrate down to the chakra pathways. That is why he used a clone to throw it, as he was a rather smart kid. She had teased him a bit about his relationship with the Yamanaka, but as much as she did, he was not a person to tease easily. He was always calm no matter what, but she saw the twitch of his eyebrow. And the girl was a sweet one as well. She hoped they get along rather well. Meanwhile, with Naruto, he was happy. This was the happiest he has been since the death of the old man. Yes, this was the happiest he has been. Recently, he hadn't been feeling himself, but now he got the jonin position. But not only that, he was able to speak to Gaara. The reason being, he needed to understand what it was like to be a Jinchuriki and not have a normal life. He did not have a normal life, but at least he was not treated like a monster. He needed to understand what made Gaara turn that way. Hearing the boy's backstory, which took a while, he understood him. But the thing that Gaara was lacking was people. Just like Naruto, he never really had that much people. He had comrades, he had friends in the Anvus, but someone that close, the only person that he could think of was the old man and Suki. But to be with someone, for them to be there to help you through everything. But Gaara had his siblings who loved him very much. It seems like what he said struck a chord in the kid. However, Jiraiya had help with his seal as well. Jiraiya was a better seal master than him, as he had to say that plain and simple, which he was looking forward to learn from the man. At the moment though, Ino had sent him a message by someone from her clan. He didn't understand why she did that. To meet her at training ground 7, which was his, as he didn't know what was going on, but he was looking forward to see her. He had spoke to the Hokage about this fact, love. A pain expression came on her face when he'd asked her, but she seemed like she understood what he wanted for. She explained what love was like to him, how she felt in her own time though. As Naruto had to say everything that she said, that is how he felt when he was around Ino. As there was no question in the fact, he loved her. And he couldn't wait to see her. He knew that she couldn't really do anything about it, neither could either of them, because She wanted to wait until she was stronger, but he wanted her to know that without a shred of doubt that he did. He had deep feelings for her, and there's nothing that would change that, despite the time that they will have to wait or not. So that is the reason why he felt so happy, as it's been a long while since he felt so happy, and he feels good feeling so calm and assured with yourself as he walked. Meanwhile, this was going to be the worst day of her life, but she made up her mind. This was going to be the worst day of her life. Ino Yamanaka arrived toward Training Ground 7 as she saw Naruto on the post. Naruto saw her as she smiled at him, but the smile looked hurt. He didn't know why. He walked over as they met in the center. Ino, there's something I would like to... Wait, she said, placing a hand up. He looked at her confused. She seemed to be not liking the situation that she was in, which confused him a bit, as he didn't know what was wrong. I need to say something to you. Thanks, she said to him. Thanks for helping and training me. I know that I said I wanted to get stronger before we ever started anything, if we ever did start anything, but I'm sorry, but I can't. Naruto was confused. What do you mean? I can't, she said. My father was right. Things wouldn't work out between us. I just can't. Is this because of what your father said about being stronger? And no, it's just complicated. I don't hate you or anything. Far from it. But we can't ever do anything beyond being friends. Ino, why are you... Look, Naruto, she said, as she couldn't meet his eyes. I just said I can't. There was a possibility that this would never work out before it even started, so can you just respect that for me, please? And just drop it, okay? If you don't want to be friends with me, from what happened, I understand. I've already spoken to the Hokage to ask for her aid, so I thank you for your help regarding my training, but I'm not gonna need it anymore. I'm gonna focus a bit more on my medical ninjutsu and my fire manipulation with Suki. But as she bowed her head to him, I am eternally grateful for all that you did for me. I really am, she said. Thank you. I'll see you later, I guess. She turned her back and walked away. As she walked, tears streamed down her face. Naruto stood there. As he just stood there, his face blank. No emotion on his face at all. When he heard laughter in his head. Now this is quite amusing, I can't believe it. The first human female that you actually felt these strong feelings for, and yet she denied your feelings. She does not feel the same way. You must feel really horrible right now. The fox said, trying to taunt him into saying something, because he could literally feel Naruto breaking apart. But Naruto said nothing at all. He did not speak. He did not move. Finally, a voice said behind him, I was looking for you. Naruto, I need you to fight me, Sasuke said, as he finally found the blonde. He's been looking everywhere, this was just a wild shot, and it actually worked, he was here. I want to see how far I progress, so that is why I need you to fight me. And I do not want you to hold back, or play any games. I want to see how far I've come. I want you to fight me, Sasuke said. Sasuke realized that Naruto was not talking or looking at him. Naruto, you want to fight, said Naruto. Yeah, said Sasuke. Naruto turned towards him. Sasuke felt a lump in his throat. Those eyes. The way he looked at him. Sasuke stepped back a bit. Something was not right. Meanwhile, Ino locked herself in her room as she cried in her pillow. She cried in her pillow. She hated that she had to do that. Her very soul felt like it was breaking. She couldn't even look him in the eyes. But he was an Anbu. He was known to get over things like this. And it's not like they were dating or anything, so it shouldn't be a problem with him. She thought to herself, not knowing how much what she did just changed him. Literally picked him apart. Inu felt really bad, terrible, in fact. But the more she thought about it, the more what her father said come through in her mind. The more she heard people talk about how great he was. As she thought, how could she of all people stand next to someone like him? It just wouldn't look right. She would just be holding him back, for him after always coming in and save her. No matter what she did, he was the son of a man that made the nations fear him. A flee on sight order for the Fortikage. She did her research. And Naruto was going down that same path. She was just not right for him. As her mindset had been made up, and there was nothing could change that. As she didn't want to be a hindrance down the road. So she ended right there and then before it could even start. So why? Despite she knowing that she did the right thing, why? Why did she felt this pain in her heart? Why couldn't she stop crying, she thought to herself? Time skip. Sasuke groaned as he blinked a few times. Opening his eyes, he realized he saw white ceiling. He tried to move but he could not. His body felt so stiff. Looking down, he saw Cass down on his arms. And he couldn't see too far down there. But his entire body felt like it was covered in bruises and breaks. As he tried to remember what happened, it was then that he turned his gaze as he saw Naruto. He hadn't noticed him yet. As Naruto's eyes were looking through the window, Sasuke didn't remember. He had asked Naruto to challenge him. And then, he went crazy. Sasuke remembered him coming at him, without warning. To fight him, Sasuke had tried everything that he could. Proving to himself that he was getting stronger, he did everything impossible. Everything that he had learned so far. But he was utterly dominated like he was nothing. It was then that Naruto noticed him and walked over. Sasuke felt fear, as those eyes were still completely dead. Not even a shred of... It was just nothingness. As Sasuke swallowed once again. "I'm sorry," said Naruto. Despite him saying that, his face did not show it. It was just so blank. Sasuke started to panic. "I went a bit overboard." Sasuke was not feeling comfortable with the situation. Naruto was one of his closest friends, but something was definitely wrong. "What's wrong with you?" Sasuke said. "I'm fine," said Naruto. "I went a bit overboard, and I apologize. The doctor said that you should be out of here in about 2 weeks. So far then rest," said Naruto. "Don't worry, I'll take care of everything. Once you get out of here, you can get back to training." "Oh, you did well, Sasuke," said Naruto. "You're definitely improving." Sasuke heard the words, but the way Naruto said them, it was like he was not even looking at Sasuke. It was like he was looking through him. "Yeah," said Sasuke. "Well, I guess I asked for it, huh? I mean, telling you of all people not to hold back." "Yes. But I'm really sorry," said Naruto. "Oh, don't worry," Sasuke said. "It's fine." "Well then, I have to go now," said Naruto. "Yeah," Sasuke said. Once Naruto gone, the tension vanished. As Sasuke groaned in pain. It happened so quickly. Just how powerful was Naruto? Sasuke was angry about the beating that he received. He was angry that he wasn't able to defend himself. He was angry that he had to make a choice. A choice to leave this village now because he was not strong enough. And if he stayed here, he would not be strong enough. And the thought of doing that, it literally brought tears to his eyes. These people had become his family, but now, he had to desert them. He didn't know what was happening to Naruto, but he didn't seem like he was going to talk about it. But Sakura has grown into a strong kunoichi. Something he never expected at all, and he would have to desert her as well. Time skip. As there was a knock on the door. "Enter," said Snatty. As Naruto stepped in, His face was calm as usual. In fact, he looked a bit happy, as that was confusing to her. Usually his face just set in a neutral tone. It was almost like he was forcing it. Or maybe he was actually happy because of everything going his way for once. With the promotion, with his other girlfriend getting better. That must be the case. Ah, Naruto, she said. How may I assist you? I was just wondering, since I know a Jonin, it's been a while since I've taken a solo mission. Do you mind? Said Naruto. Tsunade thought about that. Naruto, I don't think that this will be the best thing to do. Given the recent news spreading about your heritage. It will be fine, said Naruto. I can handle myself. And if I do not take a solo mission, it will look like Konoha and especially me, like we're afraid. And let's show them that we're not afraid after all. Jiraiya did tell you my big dream, didn't he? Yeah, to become the world's strongest. A hefty goal, she said. But if anyone can do it, you can. Promise me that you'll be careful out there. Because you are known for doing these missions already in Anbu, so I shouldn't be too worried. But people never knew that you were the son of the fort by then. I promise I'll be just fine, said Naruto. Besides, it's not like they will have the information where I'm going. I guess you're right about that. She skipped through a few of the files. Alright. Here's a nice A rank for you, she said. As she gave him said file. He read over the details. Looks presentable enough, he said. Thank you, he said to her. As he even cracked a smile. Tsunade didn't know why, but he seemed like he was faking it. Or was he just happy? Well, it was hard to read him. She smiled back and wished him a safe journey. That was a long-term mission. It will take a while. As she would see him then. Time skip. Tsunade could not get her mind off the way Naruto was looking at her. It just seemed like something was off. He was forcefully smiling. He was already gone from the village. On his mission, but still. Was she thinking things too much into it, or was he really up to something? She didn't know. But so far he has given her no reason to worry. As she wondered. A few minutes later, Shizune came in. Shizune, what's wrong? It's Sasuke. He's been placed in the hospital with numerous broken bones and bruising. What? By who? He said that it was him and Naruto just sparring, but things went a bit out of hand. But Tsunade-sama, it's really bad. If I'm not mistaken, it seems like Naruto almost lost control on Sasuke and hurt him really bad. But Sasuke told us that it was fine. That he was the one that told Naruto not to hold back. But even so, Naruto should know that his strength is far much greater and not put Sasuke in that kind of situation. Tsunade knew that Shizune was only telling her what she saw, as she never expected Naruto of all people to do this. After all, his main thing was to protect Sasuke, and even while a Jonin, he still had that little responsibility as well. Tsunade got to her feet as she made her way. Where are you going, Tsunade-sama? I'm going to see the Uchiha, she said. Time skip. Sasuke was surprised as the Hokage stepped into his room. Hokage-sama, he said, trying to be respectful, as he really hoped that she didn't find out about his plans. No, wait, how could she? Greetings, Sasuke Uchiha, she said. I wish to speak to you regarding Naruto. He breathed a sigh of relief. What about Naruto, he asked. Why did he do this to you? I told the other nurse. I told him to go all out on me. Even so, he's a fair bit stronger than you, she said, as she glossed over the fact that Sasuke did not look upset about that. He seemed to accept it, and he should hold his strength back, especially when fighting someone that he could hurt or maybe even kill. This is not acceptable, she said, as she didn't understand why Naruto would do this after reading over Sasuke's report on the chart. Don't blame him, it was my fault. It seems like he was not in a good mood, Sasuke said. What do you mean? When Rin arrived at the field, he was not the usual Naruto. Usually, his face is calm, but it was just too calm. Tsunade started to panic. Even Sasuke saw it. Is something wrong? No, I'm fine, go on, she said. He didn't look too happy. In fact, he looked downright upset. Seems I caught him in a bad mood. But he calmed down afterwards and we spoke. Do you have any idea what put him in that mood? No, I'm not sure. Thank you, said Tsunade as she left rather quickly. Sasuke didn't know what was going on, but he had to find a way to leave this village before anyone found out anything. He had to start planning the moment he get out of this hospital. Later that night, Tsunade had already sent a message off by a hawk to find Naruto. She was not recalling him from the mission, but she was just sending it to make sure everything was okay. She had tried to find out who was the one responsible. She spoke to Kakashi and then she spoke to his other teammate Haruno, who didn't know. So she went after the Ino girl. From the simple look on Ino's face, she knew that something was wrong. Ino then told her that she told Naruto that they couldn't be together. Tsunade was confused, but the girl would not tell her the reason for doing this. Tsunade was also angry. Why would she do that? Earlier, when she came to the office and she said Naruto's name, she seemed so happy, yet now, why? But the girl would just not tell her. But she was angry. But she wanted to make sure that Naruto's okay out there and not doing something. No, he wouldn't do that, she thought to herself. He wouldn't. She got a message back later that night to say that he was fine. He went overboard with Sasuke and he apologized for that. But he will complete the mission in return, as he was not doing anything reckless. As much as she accepted his words, she still felt doubt, hoping that he was really not doing anything stupid out there. Her mind refused to drift to the possibility of him. No, she wouldn't even think that. Yes, not being with that girl might be a bit effective on him, given that he probably never fell in love with anyone before. As Tsunade knew people that sometimes went a bit too. The more she thought, the more she started to panic. But yet he sounded fine in the letter, but people can be deceiving after all. Earlier, he was being deceived by smiling and being calm at her. Maybe he can use some support on this mission. He did tell her about this friend that he had in Anvu. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he can use some support, she thought to herself. Time skip. A few days later, as Naruto was scouting out his targets, when he felt someone, they were coming towards him. He hid himself. As the person came to a stop, they were surveying the area trying to find him. It was then that he saw the mask. Suki spun around. As she turned towards him, he was so good at concealing himself. Found you, she said. What are you doing here? Said Naruto. I'm here to assist you on this mission. As Naruto narrowed his gaze. You're joking, right? Of course not. The Hokage sent me. And I asked you again, are you joking? No, she said. Can you tell me what are the parameters of this mission? He asked. 5-head family of a criminal organization that has been moving drugs through the entire elemental nation and that is now trying to push through Konoha is gathering. A few days from now, your job is to infiltrate and take out all these targets and make sure you stop it right at the source. This mission is going to be a long one because you have to make sure that all of your targets reach for this meeting so you can take them out in one fell swoop. The information that we got on this is slim at best, so look out for surprises. Word for word, said Naruto. He already knew it was her. Now tell me again. Are you joking? He said to her. I am not, she said. Why would the Hokage send you here for this mission I can simply do by myself? Does she not trust my skills? Suki did not say anything. Answer my question, he said to her. Despite being a fair bit older than him, sometimes he can be really bit intimidating to people, as his gaze alone. She turned her gaze towards the town ahead, and the things that they could see from here. He was using his binoculars. I heard that Ino say that nothing can happen between you two. As Naruto paused at that, Who told you that? He asked. The Hokage knows about it. Don't worry. No one else knows. As far as I know. You beat Sasuke up rather badly. You broke his arms. You placed a lot of bruises on him. You lost control, didn't you? As Naruto looked away. Yes, I did, he said. You know that someone like yourself cannot lose control. I know that, said Naruto. Now can you tell me why you're here? You beat up Sasuke Uchiha badly. Yes, I know that, said Naruto. And then you asked for permission to leave the village. After someone you care about broke your heart. Naruto gazed at her. Did the Hokage really believe I would commit seppuku, said Naruto. You are not a normal person. The Hokage know that as well. And I knew that from the beginning. You are not a normal child. You sometimes take things to the extreme. None of us are saying that you would actually do something like that. But given that you lost control, and you did not inform the Hokage, she's also kind of pissed off. So she sent me here to make sure everything was alright. And to take command of this mission. You're kidding. No. As I said, she's kind of pissed off. You beat Sasuke into the hospital. Really badly. She was more shocked when she read his charts. As Naruto sighed. He knew that was kind of messed up what he did. But he just... The damn fox keep on mocking him. And what she said to him, something inside him just... He breathed out a sigh as he lowered his head. Why did you two, I do not know, said Naruto. She wouldn't tell me. But it doesn't matter. It's done. Let's not speak of it again. As Suki placed a hand on his shoulder. As I said, you're different from most child. And people as well. This is not merely over for you. I know exactly what you will do. You will push it away to the back of your mind. And not think about it. But things like that, things like affairs of the heart cannot ever be locked away for too long. And you know that. Naruto gave her a glance. I said it's done, he said to her. Let's not speak of it again. Fine. But I'll be here whenever you want to talk. And I'll always be here. Naruto lifted up his binoculars as he ignored her, looking towards the settlement. They will have to wait for a while. Until everything panned out, so they could meet the strike. Time skip. Sasuke had left the hospital. Thinking about his plans to leave Konoha when he got a surprise. A team come from Orochimaru came here specifically for him, saying that it was their job to get him out of Konoha. That night, Sasuke made his choice 100%. He was gonna leave. Unfortunate though, he ran into the very person he didn't want to see. Sakura. She had came by the hospital many times. She was quite pissed off at Naruto and him as well, knowing that he liked to play rough as well, and Naruto might have been a bit too much rough with him, not knowing that Naruto had actually snapped. But he was able to catch himself before he had actually killed Sasuke. But Sasuke would not tell Sakura anything about Naruto getting too angry. Let her believe what she wanted to believe. But she arrived. And he was silent when he saw her. She saw his bag and she was confused. Things escalated that he had to knock her out. Not before thanking her though. Thanking her for being there for him. As he left her there on the bench. And fled in the night. The moment Sakura woke up, she informed the Hokage. A team was quickly gathered, with the ninjas mostly out gathering funds for the village. She gathered the recently promoted Chunin and led them to gather a force to bring Sasuke Uchiha back. Tsunade had no idea that there was a group that came for him. All she knew was that he left on his own, so it should be quite easy to bring him back. That is why Shikamaru, Ino, Sakura, Neji, and Kiba were sent out along with Choji to find and bring him back immediately. But after she sent him along, things became worse when she got news from a team that was coming back from a mission that Sasuke Uchiha was taken by a group of 4 ninjas from the chakra signature inside of a strange barrel. Sasuke chakra could be felt inside with something strange. Tsunade quickly called for aid from the hidden sand to stop them from going past the border, because once Sasuke passed that border, it was done. The relationship between the country beyond was allied to the hidden stone, and the relationship between Konoha and the hidden stone has always been a hateful one, so it would be seen as an act of war. So that is why she had to call for the sand to pursue. None of the other teams, including Naruto, none of them were close enough. The sand was the only thing close enough, and they were some time away. Damn it, how could this have gone so badly? If Naruto hadn't taken that mission, he would have been able to stop this. She cursed herself. Time skip. As Naruto and Sasuke watched their opponent, as it was currently night time, 3 of them has gathered so far. There was a last one that was still not here yet. He was being rather late. Naruto refused to speak to Sasuke about anything else other than the mission. She tried to get something else out of him, but absolutely nothing at all. He refused to speak about anything else. She knew he was like that. Sometimes he can be really stubborn, and sometimes mostly sarcastic, but now he was different. She's known him since he was very young, and she could tell that something was severely wrong, but he was not going to tell her. It was then that the target finally arrived. Finally, he's here, she says. She looks through the binoculars. Each of them had their own personal security units. The guys were all dressed up fancy, but they were nothing but thugs. They were protecting their boss. With that, both Naruto and Sasuke made their way. It was easy to infiltrate the place as they took to the higher levels and hid into the darkness. The meeting down below started to commence as Naruto and Sasuke listed all of the information. As Naruto placed the tape recorder down to get it all on tape, to make sure once this was done they could find out the rest of the other locations. They talk about their trade route and how they were going to set things up and run things by Konoha. The reason why this was happening was because of Naruto, kind of. He killed Gato and his son, and these punks believed that they could take over and push their drugs through, but Naruto wouldn't allow that. The look that Sasuke saw on his face was a cold, detached look that he had an anvil that was starting to change recently to a more calmer one, but now it was so cold and focused. It actually kind of frightened her. And she was an anvil, so you could tell the strangeness behind that. That his look scared her of all people. As Naruto gave her the signal, once he counted down to 1, the both of them descended. Their job was to eliminate. Immediately, shouts started to go off, but 3 ninjas got their throat lodged. Kunais piercing right through it. Naruto dropped right into the center of the table, with the 4 men around it. His eyes scanned the place so quickly. The 4 men all got up out of their chair. The last thing they saw was the sliding of the blade. And slash! Heads started to roll. Sasuke watched as Naruto moved like a man possessed. Bodies were being severed. Heads were taken off, limbs were being chopped. The way he slaughtered them was ruthless. The way he slaughtered them was dark. It made her knew that something was definitely wrong with him. He was slipping back into that persona. That persona where he shut himself off to everything and just focused on the mission to become a true perfect ghost. Nothing else around him mattered as bodies started to be dropped. The fox watched all of this. He remembered the past when Naruto was in Anvil. And this was a routine when things, especially missions like these when they had to take out large groups. He always tried to make it look fancy by just slitting throats or taking off heads, but now, the ruthlessness that he was moving at with just his blades. Bodies were all over the place. Blood splattered, but yet not even a single drop on himself as he moved through it. is speed flashing around. Not even Harrison, just pure raw speed. A few minutes later, Naruto set the entire place on fire as both him and Suki move away, burning everything inside all the bodies. They look from a distance away, their eyes reflecting the fire. Suki looked towards Naruto though, as he did not look at her. They had got the information from the roots. It was their job to stop it, and stop the distribution. He didn't want to rest or waste any time, he simply moved out. His stamina was always unreal, as he moved off, moving ahead of her despite the Hokage giving her the control of his mission because she was worried about his mental state. But Naruto simply moved on, his speed passing her by far. Time skip. The battle for retrieving Sasuke didn't went so well at all. The Sand Shinobis did arrive. But the thing was, a new guy popped up, his name was Kimimaru. Luckily, reinforcements arrived on both ends. Neji was at the village because he was dealing with clan affairs, a part of the branch member. As Guy and Lee and Tenten had went on a mission with a Chunin for backup, and luckily they arrived in time. So with that, it was easy to send dispatch out to help up with the enemy wiping out. Guy went after this Kimimaru fellow, as he sent Lee after Sasuke when Sasuke broke the barrel. Gaara arrived on the scene along with the Sand siblings to aid, as Gaara was much different. The group was surprised that they sent Gaara after what happened recently, but he was a lot different and he indeed came to save them. In the nick of time though, because Ino and Sakura did not fare so well against Drobo, but they still won the end though. They got badly beaten but they won. Their teamwork surprisingly worked together quite well. But they were placed in a battered state. Luckily the medics came out and rushed them back to the village for emergency surgery. The rest of the members didn't fare so well, but between the aid of the Sand siblings and Team Guy returning, they all survived in the end. However, when Guy arrived towards the scene where Lee was supposed to bring back Sasuke, as Gaara had made his way out there, but Sasuke was already gone. Lee had a stab wound in his shoulder from something large, a hand. It was Chidori. Sasuke didn't want to waste any more time here, and he knew that if they tried to stop him with the numbers, they would at least hold him back, so he went full level 2 curse mark. Lee didn't want to use the gates on a friend. He didn't want to hurt a fellow comrade, so he handicapped himself and didn't use his full power, allowing Sasuke to take him down. He was rushed back to Konoha Hospital and Sasuke was gone. Time skip. The mission was finally over, as Naruto and Suki made their way back. It didn't matter how much he tried. He told her that he was fine and he would not talk about it anymore, and she knew that once his mind was made up he would not. But still, she was his friend, as she didn't know why Ino went and said that, or what happened. What did Ino see different, or something happened? But she was also a friend of Ino's as well. Smaller time of being friendly with her, but still, Ino has become a student of hers and a friend of hers as well. And she didn't know what happened between the two of them. She would have to talk to her personally and see what was going on. That is, if Ino would even tell her anything. When they arrived towards the village though, Naruto felt something off, as he didn't know what it was, making their way straight towards the tower. As they entered, mission complete, but the help was not necessary. Sneda's face looked like something bad happened. "What's wrong?" he said. Her face gave it away. "Naruto," she said. Please sit down." "I'll stand," said Naruto. She sighed, knowing that he would yet again try to blame himself for this, because of the last big order the third guy gave him. Sasuke Uchiha left the village. "What do you mean, left the village?" Did he went on a mission? No. She saw the emotions flashing through Naruto's face. But just like they were there, they were gone. As he pushed them away, there was no successful return. No, said Tsunade. As Naruto looked through the window behind her, the retrieval team that was sent after him, they got injured really bad, but they will be fine now, she said. Ino was amongst them. Sakura, Kiba, Choji, Shikamaru Neji, Rock Lee, and the Sand siblings, and my guy. There was nothing on his face as she spoke to him. Normally, this would be a good sign to keep emotions out of things, but Naruto being Naruto was, well, it was bad. His eyes closed. What happened to Sasuke, he said. Well, from what I know, they placed him in some sort of barrel that did something to him regarding the curse mark. I see. What's wrong, she said. I placed a marker on him some time ago in case something like this were to happen, but it seems, whatever that thing was, it was able to remove my marker. I can't sense him anymore. I'm really sorry, she said. Why should you apologize, said Naruto. You are not the one that deserted this village. Should the mission be to kill Sasuke Uchiha once, he's spotted once again. Naruto, I don't want to give you that order, she said. I know he was your friend and he deserted the village. He should die, said Naruto. That is the punishment of deserting said village. Tell me, perhaps, was he forced to do this? From the report given, no, she said. Then yes, the next time I see him, the order should be to kill. Time skip. I think you should take him along. Jerry was surprised. He expected to argue with her a bit, but what's been happening, he said. A lot. But I think him not being here for now will be the best thing for him right now. Jerry nodded, as he just offered to take the kid on a training trip. Teach him a bit of Fuinjutsu, and not to mention Naruto asked him as well about him being a sage. And he figured if the kid wanted to become the strongest, well, he ought to have a big boost. Sage mode, that is. Which would be difficult though. Meanwhile, in the hospital, Ino knew that she ended things off with him. But still, she didn't see him. Although, she got an anonymous note wishing her a speedy recovery. Maybe it was him unable to face her because of what she did. Something that she felt terrible for, but yet here she was in the hospital because she was not good enough. A part of her mind was just putting her through a self-loathing phase, while another part wanted her to be stronger. The Hokage had came by and saying that she would take her on as her personal student, her and Sakura, to train them in the super strength technique. Ino couldn't be more happy. But would it be enough, she thought to herself? Would anything ever be enough? These thoughts were no good. But she was just human. She was not some sort of god that could be alright with everything. She had emotions. And she had to understand what the true world was like. And after what she said, how could she face him again? It would just be weird. Sakura, on the other hand, the moment she saw Naruto, she broke down in tears. She hugged him. She didn't want to lose him too. She already lost Sasuke. Naruto did not say one thing regarding Sasuke, he just wished her a speedy recovery. But the thing was, his eyes. They looked so empty. She decided to pay Ino a visit to find out what was wrong with Naruto because he was not acting himself. Something was definitely wrong. Meanwhile, at the gate, Jiraiya was waiting for the brat to wrap things up. As he was sitting down, as he figured that it would take a few hours or so for him to say goodbye to his friends and, well, do a couple more things. He was still surprised that Tsunade easily agreed to this. But from what Tsunade told him though, he could understand. And know that Uchiha had left the village. That was bad. Jiraiya was surprised when he saw Naruto walking up towards him. You're here? I thought you were supposed to take me on a training trip. Yeah, but... Did you tell everyone you're leaving? Yes, said Naruto, not specifying that he left it in a letter to the people that he come to know, that he was leaving the village for a couple of years now, as he did not face them face to face. Alright kid, said Jiraiya. Let's move out. Yes, said Naruto once again. Tsunade had warned him about this, but she feel who better to help Naruto in relaxing and going easy than Jiraiya, the self-proclaimed super pervert. At least she hoped it would work. She was the only one along with Shizune was able to wish him a farewell and to stay safe out there, and Suki as well, because she was there. As Naruto didn't look back, he just left the village. No one actually knew what was going on through his mind, but he was far too calm with everything going on so far. Meanwhile, Orochimaru had a new number 2, a blue-haired woman at his side. She would never replace Kabuto, but still, she would be useful for now. And at least he got the Uchiha. The Zone 4 had fell along with Kimimaro, but with Sasuke, there was no need. He finally got what he wanted. As he smirked to himself. But guys, if you can subscribe right here. If you want the next part to do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification as you posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in social media platform. And also stay in tune. Well, tomorrow guys. But also go ahead and check out the brand new episodes of Anime King, Anime King 2, and yes, this channel as well. If you're new and you have 3 channels, Anime King 2, Anime King 3, which I post what if on every single day. Yes, you heard that correctly, every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead, click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support, and yeah, without further ado, what do you say we get the hell out of here? See you guys soon, peace.